to the premiere of Son of the Soil. And today I have here with me the director of this movie. Director, please move closer. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start all over again now.
Okay, no.
Hello people, good evening. Welcome to the premiere of Son of the Soil, a movie for Nigerians. It touches action thriller story. And I'm here with the director of this amazing stories, director Chi Kyun-chan.
Great, yeah.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you much. It's great to be here.
It's really nice to have you here. I mean, we've seen different directors from different nations and continents come to work with Nigeria. Why did you choose? Because I think I heard in your interview that you said this is the first time you're working.
Yes.
You're coming to Nigeria.
Yes.
Now you're coming to Nigeria for the first time, and you choose to invest in a movie that is more like a deeper Nigerian story. Why?
I guess the answer I kind of normally say is like, why not? But I think for me it was. I was fortunate to work with Adoti on a previous film called The Experiment. So it was an action horror sci-fi film which we shot in the UK. And you know, I was in LA and I was talking to a producer, a very established producer, and he said to me, you know, Chi, Nollywood, you know, I'll give you some advice. And I said, I love advice. It's Nollywood, you know, it's really interesting, really some amazing talent, some really interesting content coming out there. And so for me as a kind of filmmaker, I like adventures, I like kind of exploration. So for me, it was then about saying, hey, let's see what's possible there. So for me, I think it was an exploration, and we kind of came in. We came in, we prepped, and then we just started shooting the film. So I think it was just kind of this kind of sense of not in a very respectful way, not overthinking things, but just making action, you know, moving forward, you know, getting things done.
Okay.
And really, I think part of the process was we couldn't have done this without a team. We had this amazing team here who were really embracing and kind of, you know, with directors with all the little, you know, we have like our quirks and things, you know, how we tell our stories. But yeah, it was really fun, and it was an amazing experience.
Okay, that is very good. Now, you said something now that you love action thriller stories. But when you saw the story Son of the Soil, did you envision it as something else? Like maybe you want to play it out in a different way beyond what you used or what you like to do?
Yeah, so for me, the film is, I guess, this level of like a homecoming. It's about this character who so the film revolves around this character Zion, who is kind of coming back home to pay his respects after sadly a tragic incident, and in that kind of process, he then discovers something is not quite right, and he goes on a mission to try and kind of uncover that. What we wanted to kind of do, I guess, is build a journey around this character, going like. I guess it's a redemption story as well. It's a story about someone trying to kind of seek justice, someone who's trying to kind of also bring change, seeing, and I should say it is fictitious in terms of kind of some of the elements within the film, but there's a lot of kind of different elements that this character has to tackle with. But what was really interesting was that at the core, this character who maybe has lost his identity was coming back and reconnecting. Okay. So I think that was kind of really interesting. And I think then it's about the world that he's inhabiting and just really kind of understanding. And so the hope is we start seeing things in a different way as we go on this journey. And the hope is that for people outside of Africa as well can also kind of connect and see a really interesting kind of perspective as well as kind of people from Africa who respond as well.
Okay. That is very good. Now, when you envision the story, what kind of impact do you hope that it has on Nollywood or the African cinema?
So first of all, we're just kind of honored to be in the conversation. I think when we make a film. You never have any idea of you have an idea, the hope, but being in a situation here where we're here at FRIF and we're having the Nigerian premiere and we have an amazing team in Nile supporting it, but I guess kind of the hope that I hope with the film is that it encourages more collaborations. Okay. I think more opportunities. I hope that it will showcase to the world that there is tremendous talent here in Nigeria, of course in Africa as well, but I think particularly kind of very special place here. There's some great people both in front of camera and behind camera, and I guess in terms of from a story perspective, it's a little bit different, I guess, in terms of some of the stories. Some of the Nigerian films in my understanding, and hopefully I'm not going to cause any offense, can be quite kind of ensemble led.
Okay.
And so what we want to do, which is kind of almost kind of, whilst we also have the ensemble element, we're following this one character and his journey, and it's that kind of step. So the hope is we were just nominated for several awards yesterday at the Best in Hollywood Awards. So that's kind of really exciting for the actors. So really excited, really thrilled for them. And I guess again, the message I think is, I hope people will kind of rally behind the film, just in terms of, again, showing what's possible. And I think that really the message that I hope people enjoy the story. I hope people have lots of fun.
Okay.
It's action packed. There's hopefully a lot of heart. There's a bit of emotion. There's some shocking things. There's some funny things. But I just want kind of people to go and experience. And I think kind of, filmmaking has this tremendous power to bring people together, a sense of community. And the hope is that people can just come away and escape a little bit. But also, I hope that they can be proud of what we've made collectively together, I think.
Okay, that's very good. And we're all excited to see how this turn out, and I wish you all the best. And who better to play the lead role than the son of the soil himself? Yes, join me as I welcome an amazing actor, and his name is none other than Adoti. First, I saw you earlier here when they asked you to greet in Europe, greet in your native language. It was somehow for you. Why?
I was like, well, you know what? I have to think. Speaking Yoruba to me is it's like you're asking me a mathematical equation. It's not that I don't know the answer, but you might just have to give me a second with my calculator to, let me
think about it,
divide and add and carry the one. And you know what I mean? I have to think.
I get it.
So there's a hesitation.
That is very good. Now, the character that you played, Zion, is a complex and haunted man. Yeah. So I was gonna ask, what part of yourself or references did you have to pick to be able to depict the character in a way that it looks so fresh and refined?
You know what? I definitely drew on personal experience. I was born and raised in London, but obviously I'm Nigerian, I'm a Yoruba. And so I understood the dynamic of being away in a foreign land for a long time and then coming home to your people. And then having a disconnect as you're trying to reintegrate yourself into the culture. And Zion definitely has that. He's gone away. Although the difference is he was born and raised here, but he left for a long time. He was gone for nearly 20 years. And so when he came back after the death of his sister, that's when he basically, he found a lot of things that he knew were now unfamiliar to him. A lot of things had changed within his community, including this influx of this illegal drug from the USA. So he then found himself, an unlikely hero, a man on a mission, not only trying to, obviously get justice for his sister, but also trying to clean his town and return his hometown to its former glory. So, not that me as myself have come back to Nigeria Nigeria is already glorious, so I don't need to restore it to anything or even attempt, but I'm just trying to offer my own humble little, offering towards what others have done as well, in terms of just trying to make another film that us as Nigerians can be proud of, because at the end of the day, it's our story, it's a fictitious tale and it's our story, and it's not a commentary on Nigeria or saying anything bad about Nigeria or negative. It's just a story, and every action movie and story, there's always a bad guy and a good guy, and otherwise there's no story, there's no drama.
That's how the world works. There's always a good guy and the bad guy, and there's always somebody that comes to sweep everybody off their feet.
You have to have an antagonist. If everyone's good in the movie, there's no real movie.
There's no balance.
There has to be some kind of conflict.
Yeah. Now, what part of the Zion's transition would you say that you find most exciting? From the exile to the revenge and the redemption, what part of it do you find most enticing?
It's definitely the transition. Because Zion is how you doing? Sharon, fine girl. She should. Zion, he's very close to his mother, Miss Patience Ozokwo, Mama G. God bless her. She blessed us with her presence in this film. And Zion, the character Zion, is very close to his mother. And it's not that he made a promise to her that he would stay out of trouble, but he's definitely trying to honor her and trying to do the right thing by not taking things too far. She's imploring him to kind of cool down about his sister and let the police handle it. And he's very respectful towards his mother, but things go too far. Things go to another level where he himself is attacked, and then it's okay, you know what? Something needs to be done to clean up my hometown. This is not the town that I left. And so I'm going to come back now and restore it to its former glory.
That is very, very good. Now, overall, what part of the process of shooting did you enjoy the most, and what part of it did you take with you?
What did I enjoy the most? You know, it's difficult to say that because there's things that I did that I really enjoyed doing. Like, I definitely enjoyed the boat stuff. I wanted more of that, actually. I love water, and so when we had an opportunity to be on the boat and chasing each other around and shooting and all that stuff, that was a lot of fun. I can't lie. But I tell you what, I really enjoyed being like behind the monitor sometimes and watching other people's performances and watching, because I wrote it as well, so watching your words come to life in such an amazing way. Like just like watching Taye and watching like Emeka Golden and Sharon Rotibi and so many actors, Shine as well, and Fola Ijelu. We found her in a school, like she's not even an actress, she's just like a 10-year-old child. She happened to be going to the same school as my cousin's little daughter. She's her classmate. And we held auditions at the school because we're looking for a girl. We're like, okay, let's just hold an audition here at your daughter's school. And then this girl just walks in and just blew us out of the water. She blew us away. And now she's been nominated for like a Nollywood Best Young Actress Award.
Oh my God.
I had tears in my eyes when I read that, yo. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my God.
Because I saw her as a schoolgirl in a little uniform come walking in and, humble, like auditioning for the role. And then the next thing you know, she just murdered every scene she was in. And then on top of that, now she's been nominated.
That's incredible. Wow, that's what you call the shift of the century.
This is what I'm talking about, man. And so that is what like really filled my heart with joy. So it's these moments. That's why I say it's not even just about me. It's like there's so many other things orbiting this movie that was just beautiful.
That is very good. That's very good. And we thank you so much. I cannot wait to see how you've come to save the nation. I mean, not Nigerian practical, but then how you come to say. I said thank you for your hard work, and then we cannot wait to see how you've come to save the nation. Not Nigeria in particular, but I mean in the movie.
Yeah, in the movie. We don't even save the nation, but you know what? It really is just a thing about his hometown. You know what I mean? Like if you went away and you came back to your hometown and it was upside down because some greedy individuals will bring in drugs in there trying to sell drugs and ruin everything, you're going to want to say something.
I will
exactly. There's
something.
Ways. Obviously, I'm not saying violence is the answer. Yeah. There's ways. You can lobby, your local politician, your, congressman or whatever, whatever the situation would be. But there's ways to challenge, an inequality, or an injustice.
Anyway, thank you so much. It's nice chatting with you.
Thank you.
And once again, can't wait to see the amazing movie.
Thank you. Yeah, come out and see it in Nigeria.
Yes.
Come out and see Son of the Soil.
Yeah, thank you.
21st of November.
21st of November, come and see Son of the Soil. And I'm here with one of the producers of this movie. Hello, how are you doing, ma?
Hi, I'm fine. My name is Wengonia Ikpi.
Hello. So the movie Son of the Soil, what about the story would you say that spoke to you in a way?
Well, my name is Wengonia Ikpe again. I am managing director of Boxonia Blueprint. When this story was brought to us at Boxonia Blueprint, it really ticked all the boxes that we wanted the story that we tell at Boxonia Blueprint to take. First of all, our tagline at Boxonia Blueprint is telling audacious, authentic, and exportable art forms to global audiences. So this is pretty much an example of it. From respecting our culture to adding a lot of Nigerian flavor to make this what it is, this really stood out for us, and it had us from the very moment it came in.
That is very good. Now, this story is about a man who came to his town, and then see all the things that are not going right and just wanted them to go wrong. And it's like this is something that will...
Hello. Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, so the story is about a young man that came to his town and they found out that a lot of things are not in place and he just wanted them to go right. And I feel like this is some of the things that we're going through currently in Nigeria. Now, how do you think that this movie is going to probably impact or shift the mindset of Nigerians to focus more on the things that are happening within the society?
Well, one of the major concerns of this film is justice and drug abuse. Fact two, actually. So the movie really just shine a light on things like justice, drug abuse, and what it means to have power in Nigeria. So it's very important to us that films like this shine a light on situations that, I would say that are cantankerous to the industry and even the entire, country at large. So it's very important for films like this to shine a light on these issues.
Have you seen the trailer of the movie?
Yeah, of course. In fact, I have watched the film.
You have watched the film, okay? like what about this? What part of the scene or what part of the story did you enjoy after Like, like not just post production. Like after you watch the movie, what part of the story would you say like, this is so good and everybody needs to have a taste of this tea?
Okay, right. There is a particular scene where the lead actor is coming out of the hospital. I think everybody should just watch out for that scene. Yeah, people should just watch out for it. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. You want to tell the people to come see your movie?
Yeah, sure. Please go watch Son of the Soil. It's available on all cinemas in Nigeria from the 21st of November. Don't miss it, okay?
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
So we have a quick 10 minutes to do this. All right, guys, press. You're going to you're going to have to allow the audience also see them so that we can quickly do this. So, press, is there any way you can calm down? Is there any way you could maybe just slouch or ask a few questions and then you could also ask. But first of all, we want to say a big thank you to you all for making it down and watching the film, and it's really great to see you enjoy it. The film is out in cinemas November 21. My name is Moses Babatokwe, and I'm CEO of Now Media Entertainment Group. Thank you. Please round of applause for this fantastic cast and crew for this great work. We're particularly proud about this because this is one of a few co-productions between the UK and Nigeria without a production treaty. So this is really, really groundbreaking, and you can see with the execution, you can see what is possible when we collaborate. And that takes me to the first question. Here's the director in the house, Mr. Chi. Quick background, Chi had never been to Africa before, right? Before making this movie. Nigeria was just somewhere he felt was very interesting for a story. Chi, what was it like making Son of Soil?
It was, thank you for that reaction. Thank you all for coming out, and my thanks to the incredible cast and crew. Nigeria was an experience. It was an adventure. It was a ride. What I found having the opportunity and the privilege to work here was a real sense of community. I think that was what I really found. I think a sense of tenacity and people pulling together to make things happen. I was humbled by the experience. It was a very ambitious film. As you can see, we have lots of various big set pieces, lots of different action sequences. And technical difficulties as well on set. But it's something that it was just something that I felt really passionate about, and I think the energy every day was a learning experience, and I'm grateful to the incredible cast and crew genuinely who put their faith in the film and put their faith in their vision, even when sometimes us directors can be a little bit crazy, and we ask for big things like vehicle chases and trains and things, but so for me it was a very, very special moment, and it's even more special having this opportunity here, and my thanks to Frith, the festival, for hosting us, and of course Niall and our team, our incredible team at Niall and Moses, who believed in the film, and also Wingonia here, who helped to shepherd this production through, and I should also just kind of thank also back home, couldn't be here as well, my other producer Iwana Calvello back in the UK, and also Jack, our DOP, who brought these amazing visuals over, and yeah, so, and of course with Azak, our main man here.
Thank you very much, and that takes me on to Raz. Raz, please round of applause for Raz. So if you didn't know, Raz actually wrote this film and directed, and and starred. Sorry, the director's there. Raz, this is a bit of, you've been connected to Nigeria, you've done your bit in Hollywood and still starring. How does this feel? You wrote this film, you had a vision, and it's come to life, and you can see the reaction. How does this feel for you tonight?
Thank you. It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. It feels amazing. Obviously, as a Nigerian myself, I had certain connections with Zion in terms of, I understand what it is to be kind of disconnected from your home I was actually saying to one of the interviews we had outside before we came in here that I actually wrote the title of this film before I even wrote the film, because obviously, you know, Son of the Soil, Omonile, is just such a powerful statement. And it was like a through line for me. I just never wanted to lose focus of the fact that this guy was a Nigerian guy. Yeah, he went away for a period of time, but he's come back, he's found his hometown upside down. And you know, he felt to do something about it. He felt compelled to do something about it. And at the same time, because of his absence from Nigeria for such a long time, there was a disconnect for him. You know, culturally, spiritually, even. You know, with the food, with the music, with the language, with his friends, with the community, and everything. So him coming back, it's not like he wasn't just repairing his land. He was also repairing himself. And I could definitely connect with that because, you know, every time I've come back and, you know, with my grandmother, may she rest in peace. It meant a lot.
Thank you. It's a lot of emotion. One nice one. One last one from me to Madam Ireti Doyle. Ladies and gentlemen, the legend Ireti Doyle. You've been in the industry for such a long time. Iconic roles, time after time. What was it like coming into, you know, working on a project that, you know, young people maybe you don't know of? What was it like working with them, and what was it like just, you know, appearing on screen again?
You're right, I've been around for a long time, 30 years, 3 decades.
Absolutely. Round of applause, 3 decades, ladies and gentlemen.
It's an absolute pleasure and privilege to be able to work with the next generation. I mean, the kind of risks that they take, the way their minds work, it's fascinating. Rugged going, not always easy, but very, very worthwhile. Exceptionally proud to be part of this project.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'm not going to hog the microphone. Anyone has, we have like 3 questions that we'll take. If you have any questions, just raise your hand. Please, questions.
Wow, very amazing question. You know, while we were watching this, I was telling the director, Chi, that, you know, one of the scenes where Shakabula, played by Taya Rimuru, and Jagunlabi and Zion came to fight, that was our biggest scene. I kid you not, we had people coming out with knives and bottles, and we had to scream, "Go back," and return those things. You know, so it was shooting in Idi Araba and Bariga was really intriguing. They were yes. Yeah. It was tough, it was intriguing, it tested me, to be very honest. It did test me, it tested my production team, it tested the location manager, it tested every single person. You know, but one of the things that I would like to say is that it was a very great community. As much as they tested us, they also collaborated with us. And then you could see that a lot of the background actors were actually from these places, which made it very rich in African flavor and color. So as much as we had all of these challenges, we're very grateful to both communities for helping us pull this through. Thank you.
I guess kind of hopefully seeing what's on screen shows the amazing talent and opportunity. So I guess kind of question I often kind of, or my response to counter that is why not? But where it kind of really started was initially a producer mentioned to me that they told me about Nollywood and told me about the opportunities. And so that was something which just kind of intrigued me. I like adventures. I like to kind of try to kind of cross borders. I think as an industry, sometimes we can be a little bit in silo in boxes and just kind of play things safe. And so we just wanted to kind of reach out and see if it was possible that we could make a film that could hopefully travel and cross over. So that was, I guess, a part of that process. But obviously, having kind of worked with Raz beforehand on an action film called The Experiment, that was also kind of a good starting point to then build from. But yeah, a great experience.
Let's
I'm a bit tough tonight, so go. Well, for one, the script said I should die. So, but then the second answer to you is, if not you, when are the choke live? Bro, now only you deal. 100 no day, my other boys no day. You will give up now. You said you go for Ajay.
Thank you very much. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We have to end it now. Just what I want to say again is the film is out in Cheese Company and with Boxonia, and the plan is to showcase more of this kind of stories that we can show locally and globally. We announced the first look deal a few weeks ago at the Toronto International Film Festival, so please look out for more. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast and crew, let's take a bow as we end. Thank you very much. You can always connect outside with them and take pictures. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
Well, I've seen this movie. I have a lot to say. But I have here with me Philip Asaya, who is one of the characters in the story that brought the story to life. Now, my first question is, we saw you play a lot of part. Like, we saw you play a part that is very, very challenging. It's very direct. It's like, how do I put like the screw?
Screws loose. Yeah.
Yes.
Screws loose. Exactly.
So you're like the screw in, or like what part of your character in the story would you say excites you the most in the storyline?
What parts?
Like what part of your scenes?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, the final scene. The final scene.
Yeah.
I think that was quite exciting because I got to fight in the movie. Yeah. So that was most exciting, and in fact the whole all my scenes I enjoy when I act. I actually enjoy performing my scenes. So all my scenes were quite exciting for me.
The character of Baptiste, right?
Yes.
Is also more like a psychotic person because it works beyond the normal realm. And what would you say that you're able to tap into to be able to bring that character to life? Because it's deep here.
Yes, very deep. I call what I do muffin. So before I play character, I try to create a backstory around him. And so you could see at the end, he dropped a little snippet of his backstory. So Dr. Baptiste was, to me, Dr. Baptiste was a troubled child. Imagine a troubled child. He was traumatized all his life. His father beating him and the mother too. And then at the end of the day, all he wanted to do was beat his father.
Yeah.
Grow up to beat his father. So violence was part of his life. Making sure he gets everything with his fist, getting everything with his cunningness, and getting everything that to him, he believed the world was always against him. And that could put any child in a mental struggle. And so that was where he got into his own friends, he got into his own mental struggle, and that's where you find the irony of a doctor who's supposed to be saving lives, taking lives,
which is very, very crazy to say. Now, talking about the location by which this movie was shot, I mean, Bariga for one, how is it? And you don't seem like a mainland person. You don't seem like someone that can really survive in that kind of area. But how are you able to deal with all of that? I mean, the talks, the environment itself. How were you able to deal with all of that?
It was tough. Sometimes we had to run for cover. It was really tough. But the thing about acting is that once you get into character, you become one with your environment. So if I was a dog, for example, I would not be Philip Asaya. I would blend very well, and that's what all the actors did.
Yeah.
The actors really blended well. I saw some of the actors, Taye and Damilola. I saw when they interacted with some of the talks. It was easy for the talks to see them and say, okay, fine, we're one and the same. So we blend. We blend.
Wow, that's so good. Son of the Soil is not just a movie for one person; it's a movie for everybody. And I'm sure that when you watch it, you're going to have questions about his character. So go and watch it and let us know what you think about his character as well. Thank you so much, and have an amazing one. Yes, thank you. Son of the Soil, a movie that touches community violence, and of course, it's very, very close to home. And with me here is Mr. Taye Arimoro, who plays a very, very strong and intriguing character in the story. Shakabola for one. Hello, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm amazing. I'm excited.
Okay. It's funny how you're acting so calm and your character is so wild.
When I say I'm a calm guy. Shaka is not me and I'm not Shaka.
Okay, on that note, now being you as you are and then Shaka as he is, what about his character would you say drew you and want to make you bring him to life just the way you did?
So it's interesting, right? When I was contacted to play this role, right? I have to think about it. So far, I've not played any character as erratic as this. I played some, pretty crazy characters, but none like this. And I felt like, you know what? No one has ever seen me in this light before, as an actor and as a person. No one can ever see me as, a Shaka as a person. It's such a far contrast from who I really am. So I'm like, you know what? This is a big challenge. And for me, it's like, when I see roles that are challenging, I never run away from it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's take it and prove to the world that, I can pull off any character that, I'm given. So that was it for me. The challenge is what made me take the role.
And truly you did justice. You really, really moved us. Now, in a story about community, vengeance and redemption, where do you think that Shaka stands? Is he a victim? Is he a villain? Or is he like somewhere in between?
He's the biggest villain, man. He's a villain. There's no excuse for him, man. He is the villain. Unfortunately, we don't get to understand why he became the way he did. I wanted us to have a bit of that. I spoke to the director about it, but for some reason, I think there was no space to fit that in into the entire film. But he's a complete villain, 100%.
Too bad. I wish I did a story that said that Shaka.
There's no redemption for him. Unfortunately, there's no redemption for him.
That's funny.
And if you look at the good side, though, he didn't kill family. He didn't touch family. So if you look at the good side, he didn't touch family. It's just that his boss.
His boss is crazy, and it's just like
his boss is crazy. You know.
It's okay. Now, overall, for the story, the cast, the crew, and everything. What about the experience would you say excites you the most? That like a moment you love to relive during the process.
Riding the keke. First of all, we had to learn. On the day of shoot, how to ride the keke and do an actual keke chase. In real time on the streets of what do they call this place? Idi Araba. So it was intense. It was very, very intense. And for me, I think that was what excited me the most, and that was the toughest challenge for me. For the energy of the character, that one I got from the people in that area. Drawing from the energy of the streets. But you see, driving the keke, there was nowhere to draw the energy from. You had to learn it.
It's funny how you have to experience different shades and different layers of this character on the set, which is very good. A lot of people are not ready to see what like who you were in that story.
People will be very, very surprised. I'm sure a lot of people who know me, a lot of people who've seen my work, would not even recognize me at first when they see the film.
I'm sure that they will love it as much as we do love it.
I hope
and
they do, right?
I'm telling this to you that you did an amazing job.
Thank you so much.
The character was so good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Jagunlabi. I mean, a name that touches culture, that touches strength, that touches friendship, and of course touches leadership. And it's played by Damilola Ogunsi. Hello, how are you doing, sir?
I'm absolutely fantastic.
You sure are fantastic.
Thank you. I am. I really am.
Now, first off, talking about your character. The character is built between friendship and street talk. Now, how are you able to balance that tension where you have to be the tough guy and also have to be the guy that has to be like, you have to stand with your shoulder and be like, I'm here for you, my G, anytime?
All right, so one of the things after I read the character, after I read the script and I was developing the character, one of the things that was important for me was to ensure that I created a character who has heart. A lot of times when we create villains, we create them, they're just hardcore, they don't have a heart. But this guy has been, he was a spec op soldier in the US, him and Zion, before, they came back into the country and all that. So he's got the military in him. Yes. But he's a guy who's philosophical. He's on his own lane. He's enjoying his life. He's doing his thing. Yeah. Nobody comes to touch him. He doesn't touch anybody, But so it's that balance of, if anybody comes close, I know what to do. But I just don't want to do it. I'm just gonna have a good time. So I wanted the characters to have a heart, and I was happy I could. This is the first time I'm seeing it. This is the first time I'm seeing it, so I'm really, really excited about it.
What was the first feeling like? I mean, when you saw how your character eventually played out, how was it feeling like for you?
Man, there's nothing as good as, when because actors, we judge ourselves a lot on what we've done.
Yeah.
There's nothing as beautiful as when you do a work right? Then you get to see it and you like it.
Yeah.
Like I got to see this one and I'm gonna sleep well tonight. I'm good. I'm sweet.
No wonder you say you're sweet.
Yeah, I'm sweet.
I can see the sweetness all over you.
Thank you.
Now, judging by the location at which the movie was shot, I wouldn't want to say that you're rugged naturally, because I mean you're like a mix of both breeds. But having to shoot in like Bariga and the other places, how was the experience like for you?
Okay, so it was really crazy filming there, you know, because number one, there was a movie I did before called Gangs of Lagos.
Yes.
It's like every hood I've been, they've watched it there. So every time I come out of the car, it's like everybody crowds, you know, and get around, but you know it's love, right?
It is.
And also it's where the character's habitat is. So I've also spent a bit, you know, before we filmed. I've also been there for a couple of days, just moved around. I also went to Lagos Island, just try to chill and get that vibe. Then, you know, there's a walk. There's a hood walk.
Yes,
so I had to also bring that in.
Yes,
I had to bring all that in. And it was just good to create it.
Yes.
You know, from being me to creating that kind of character. And I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to work with the directors I work with Raz Adoti. I've known Raz since I saw him in a film in 2002.
Wow.
Which is Black Hawk Down. That's my best war film. Wow. Then imagine years later I get a message from him saying he wants me to be in his film because he saw another film I was in. You know, it's the right movie at the right time, and I'm too excited. We went ambitious. It's a good story, and everybody needs to see this.
Yes, they need.
Everybody needs to see this.
Now, on the opposite side of the talk, like I call it Togism. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the opposite side, if you have to take one character and deal with him, who's that character?
If I had to one character and deal with him, well, the character. So there's one character that I wanted to deal with, and I dealt with him. There was one guy who was a sniper. That Jagunlabi took and went to drop at the police station.
Yes.
I wanted to deal with that guy. That in a fight, you now went to snipe.
The gunshot was unexpected.
From inside Koro, no.
We're about to gun somebody down. And I came back to you.
From out of nowhere. No, it went to. That's not fight. Now, if you want to fight, come forward. You don't need to go and hide to shoot.
See
you know, so that's the guy I want to deal with. After him, I'll deal with his Oga.
Which one of them?
Shakabula. Yes,
I know, right? We do with him together.
Thank you.
The movie is such an amazing one. I love the storyline. I love the angle this movie was shot, and I love how well the characters played that part, which is very good. I can't wait for people to see it. I see the beauty of the
Thank you
Son
so
of the
much.
Soil. I mean, it touches home. And once again, you have done an amazing one.
Thank you so much.
You are.